Evening Clarets. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That was shambolic. That was awful. It wasn't a good game of football from either side. Wasn't entertaining. Wasn't enjoyable. It was always going to be a nervous game. It was always going to be a gritty game, a fighting game. Well, I'll say it was always going to be a fighting game. We showed no fight out there, apart from O'Shea fighting with McNeil to get himself sent off. Stupid tackle, stupid challenge, another stupid red card, and I make that 7 for the season in terms of red cards, and I think at least 3 to 4 of those we didn't really need to give. And from what I can remember, the other 3 were arguable red cards. In terms of the match, like I say, it wasn't enjoyable. It was always going to be a tough one. All we needed was a bit of fight. Everton obviously not winning 13 games on the bounce, ironically, since they played us at the turf. And then we give them the most easiest goal that anyone will ever score in the history of the Premier League. I know that Liverpool gave away a similar goal during the week, but that's this season all over, really. We've given away the most stupid goal that could have been prevented, and we've got a player sent off again, which could have been prevented. We've showed no fight, lack of spirit, a glass jaw which has been smashed all over the floor, and Deitch is probably pissing himself laughing at the results he's got from us this season, because Everton didn't look like a decent side today. They didn't look like a half decent side when they played us at the turf, and those really have been our 2 worst games all season. Yeah, I think we're all probably in agreement that that's it now. The Luton result, getting a 2-1 win today, probably cements the nail in the coffin and just makes the day worse, to be honest. It's been an awful season up to this point. The last 4 games we've got 3 draws and a win, and sort of looked like we had a chance, looked like we've given ourselves a chance, and then we've just shot ourselves in the foot today like we have done all season. And like I say, that's the story of our season, really. And, after last year smashing it in the Championship, absolutely running away with it and pretty much being promoted, from January onwards, we knew we were up by that point. To then come out and show this pathetic effort that we have done this season is just embarrassing, really. Credit to Luton, they're showing the fight. So obviously, that they're showing that fight that we used to show, and we not showing it at the minute. The substitutions, what Benson has to do to get in this team is baffling. We all know Lyle Foster isn't a right winger. We all know he's a centre forward. But I think even him, since he's been out with his mental health issues, I think he has struggled in the team. And I think, he's not quite the player that he was. Fofana came in and gave us a glimmer of hope, but last couple of games not been good enough. He said when he first signed for us that he's known as being a lazy player. I can see that now, and I can see exactly why he said that. Wilson Odobert, he's been the spark of our season, and he went missing today. I don't really think he had much to do. Zeke Yamdouni should never really wear a Burnley shirt again, because when he plays, we're basically down to, today we were basically down to 9 men. Brownhill comes on, doesn't show the leadership qualities that we're expecting. Muric, he saved us in the last couple of games. He still should be our number 1 goalkeeper. with the way that we want to play and the way that he plays, there's always going to be that mistake in him. But today, that mistake has cost us, and he has to hold his hands up and acknowledge that it was his mistake that's cost us today, because there were easier passes that could have been on. For all those who are saying that Trafford wouldn't have made that mistake, no, but we probably would have been down by more if Trafford had played. So I'll allow Muric the one-off mistake today, as long as he, shows why he should be in the team next match. But yeah, I just feel dejected now, and there's all this talk of a disconnection with the club, and I'm not feeling the disconnection, but I'm just feeling done with this season. I'm a pretty positive person. I'd like to say I'm very optimistic, and I'd still like to think that we're in with a chance. There's never a day where I think that we're going to lose, because I back my team to the hills, and I'll always put us down as a win. But even I'm accepting the relegation now and accepting that it's done. I think now we need to focus on the team that we want to be in the Championship next year, and start building round the players that we are going to have in the Championship next year, and start getting that as our focus rather than trying to stay up, because it's done, it's gone. But we'll go again next Saturday, and if we get a result against Brighton next weekend, I'll be on here saying that we can still do it and we still got the fight, because that's what happens in football. You get back on that delusion train. But as I say, I think it's done now. It's just, yeah, there's not really much more you can say, is there? So, up the Clarets.